Malo. Mine, first of all, is to thank the Almighty God for this day and to appreciate the fact that He has given us the gift of life. Secondly, is to congratulate His Excellency the President for this appointment. Like Honorable Agoy has said, we were appointed CSs last year, but so far we have not taken office, but we hope we will. And of course, to congratulate my friend, Honorable Outa. I just have 2 points to make, very brief ones. The chief guest, you know that you are our Minister for Foreign Affairs, and you do know that since the Second World War, the architecture and objective of diplomacy has changed. We no longer spend so much money on espionage and looking how to strengthen our armed forces, but diplomacy has become more of a trade and commerce issue, inviting investments into the country. Because once you invite investments, we will get jobs for our young people, will get money, and therefore we'll be able to get our military to grow and all those things. So Mheshimiwa Outa, I want to speak to Mheshimiwa Outa, please. Mheshimiwa Outa, kidi Egypt, Gimwakwai, ni pendi gienta ngoma nyalubiro mondo konjo Kenya, mondo konjo Luo, mondo konjo Nyando, mondo konjo Kenya duto. Lastly, you're the Right Honorable. We as Luos, we are very unique. In fact, the name Kisumu comes from a unique practice found only among the Luos called Kisuma. Kisuma simply means when you don't have food, you send people to far areas and then they bring food and we never charge. And one of the things Luos would do when they send you, because communication was difficult, they would ask you, find out how those people who have so much food, what they are doing, which we are not doing. Mheshimiwa Outa, go to Egypt as Jakisuma and find out what Egypt is doing, which Kenya is not doing. I say this guest of honor because Egypt is a big country, almost 1 million square kilometers. Kenya is just under 600,000 square kilometers. Egypt has a population of almost more than twice the population of Kenya at 111 million. Nearly 95% of Egypt is a desert, but in Kenya only 60% is classified as arid and semi-arid. But despite that, Mr. Guest of Honor, only 3 million hectares of Egypt is arable. To put it in context, the surface of Egypt, which is arable, is just the size of Turkana County. But in spite of only 3 million hectares being arable, Egypt produces 10 million metric tons of wheat annually. That is enough wheat to feed the people of Kenya for 5 years. Egypt produces 8 million metric tons of rice annually. That is enough rice to feed the people of Kenya for 8 years. Egypt produces enough maize at our 70 kilogram per capita for every Kenyan to feed the people of Kenya for 2 years. Egypt is also the leading producer of orange, the leading producer of grapes, the leading producer of potatoes, the leading producers of dry onions. I think Mheshimiwa Kidikucho, penye yo Egypt, uonge pi, uonge kod, angomo me undichie mumoro mojo uduto. But Mr. Speaker, what I'm asking, I can ask the Egyptians, they have no water, they have no rain. How come they are able to feed Kenya for several years? As here in Kano, the only problem we have is perennial floods every year. I say this because you know, Your Excellency, food security is a national security issue. When you have food, there's less conflict in families. When you have food, children are able to go to school. When you have food, our well-being increases. Your Excellency Outa, Kidikuro, Wabedi Lumbwa, Abedi Yuna, Kabanya Lupo, Negaja Muchieba, Wawamba Akuro.